into the Slow Burn Pro Wrestling Podcast, where all professional wrestling storylines live. As always, I am your host, Matt Brandon, bringing you all professional wrestling's news, notes, innuendos, and whatever else you can come up with in this wonderful world we call pro wrestling. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Wow, what a long week, huh? And it's only Tuesday. Yeah, I said it. I said exactly what you were thinking, and it's probably the exact same damn thing I said last week. But welcome to the Slow Burn, folks. Thank you for being here. My burnouts. I love to see you all. I love everything you're doing for us. Let's keep this bad boy growing. How about it? But today we are here to talk about last night's Monday Night Raw. Fantastic show. Scored it a B plus. We'll go ahead and get the grade out of the way. It did get long in some spots. We had a couple misses, not a ton. But I will say overall, definitely a show that gets me fired up, man, for WrestlePalooza coming up on Saturday night. All right. And that WrestlePalooza card is loaded. I mean, you knew they were going to load it. It's also all out day, Saturday afternoon as well for AEW. So we got a little bit of the competition going, but hey, regardless, I'm happy because their competition means happy wrestling fan. And that's the only way I look at it because there is zero tribalism around these parts, right? So, let's get going on WWE Raw from last night. Live from Springfield, Massachusetts. Somewhat of a homecoming for John Cena. Played a little college football up the road there. I believe it's University of Springfield, Mass. Might be something different. I'm not a Division III football follower a whole lot unless it's Mount Union or something like that, right? So, anyway, Springfield, Mass, great damn crowd. Springfield, I tip my hat to you, ladies and gentlemen. That's what a crowd is supposed to do. And I will tell you, that damn old school arena feel that you got, and it's a little smaller of an arena, you could tell, you know. I don't even know what the attendance was. I would say probably around 10,000 maybe, but it was full, man, to the rafters. Smaller arena, loud, very, very good. I mean, damn good crowd. Damn good crowd. Matter of fact, the crowd helped this whole thing go. If I had to give an MVP for last night's show, I'm giving it to the Springfield, Mass crowd. All right. Awesome fucking job. And we opened up with the hometown boy, John Cena, comes out and he is spitting fire. Great Cena promo. Really enjoyed this one. The crowd, though, the crowd made it. Like, John comes in, he's talking about the stuff he's got going with Lesnar. You know, we're gonna get that match at WrestlePalooza. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the opener. I really wouldn't. It might be the opening match of this show. So we shall see. I assume Cody will main event this thing with Drew McIntyre, but you know, a lot up in the air with that as well. I'm getting off track already, but man, Cena comes out. He's telling the crowd, you know, I'm afraid. Yeah, I mean, you got to be nuts to want to get in the ring with this guy. He's a killer. He's Brock Lesnar, you know. And Cena was laying it on really thick. And what I liked most about it wasn't just the things that he was saying. It was the look in his face as he was saying it. I mean, you can tell guys that can act are guys that can act. And Cena was on fire. There was fear in his eyes. Now, there again, that may not be acting whatsoever. He is getting ready to get physical with Brock Lesnar, who is the top of the food chain, ladies and gentlemen. The epitome of human evolution is Brock Lesnar. But I will say this. The way the crowd interacted with Cena's showing the fear, and then the crowd's pumping him up, and Cena's playing off of it. Then he gets realistic again. He starts showing that concern. Yeah, he's worried. And then the crowd's pumping him up. They got a whoop his ass chant going. I love the whoop his ass chant. I just thought that it made it work, man. The crowd, Cena had it going. The crowd played him up, and then Cena played off that crowd. That is promo freaking 101. If you want to take a lesson on how you play with the crowd, that's the thing right there. Now, with that said, we know Cena has some autonomy with the things that he's able to do out on the microphone. I mean, he's able to kind of do his own thing. You know that. There are few left that have the wherewithal to know to play off the crowd, or even more than that, the wherewithal to everything is okay and you're not going to get yelled at when you go back outside the curtain. back in the Attitude Era, this is what it was about, man. Those Ultimate promos were playing off the crowd. Think about Stone Cold Steve Austin and how the crowd would just roll with him, and then he would roll with the crowd, and they just played off of one another. That's what we got last night with John Cena. We really did, and I loved it. I loved it. The other thing that I wanted to draw some attention to, and I have seen this in a couple different publications, and that's is anyone better? And I'm not just going to say now because we're getting close to the end, but how many more people in history have been as good with match hype as John Cena? And I mean that. I mean match hype. This has been, it seems a little thrown together. We had Brock arrive a while back, and then now here we are. We had this interaction with Logan Paul. But with Cena, man, the way he hypes a match, it doesn't make a difference. There can be stuff that's disjointed in it, because after last night, I am ready to watch these dudes fight. Like I am. This is going to be badass, and I'm ready for it. So awesome, awesome job. And then, what, the other thing that you got to say, and I've made no bones about it, I was a Cena sucks guy forever. I think we all know that it's just the heel personality. It's what we do. But I will say, guys, we got six spots left. We got 6 appearances left. We know one of those is going to be the Royal Rumble. We know one of those is, I think it's going to be the Royal Rumble. We'll probably have Survivor Series in there. Obviously, we're getting WrestlePalooza. If you go with those, there's 3 right there. Where are the other 3? Now, this says 2 things to me. Number 1, it says that the Cena run is going to actually give some other people some storyline stuff moving forward, and I'm sure they're very ready for this, right? Not meaning the people the stories are about, but the people that are developing these stories. I'm sure that these have been well in the book for a while. But the other thing on it is like, guys, it's almost done. And when Cena says he's not coming back, he's not coming back. So, I don't know. It's just it's a tough spot, and I think of my kid. Cena is his favorite wrestler of all time, and it's just this is a tough thing. We are witnessing some real wrestling history here. Somebody going out not only on their own, not only with how they want to go out, but doing a damn good job of it, man. And I've enjoyed it from the beginning. The heel turn, I enjoyed the heel turn. The heel turn was kind of wonky in the middle. I didn't really like how the switch just flipped and now he's a good guy again. But now that we see this, it makes total damn sense. I think it's working. So well done. All right. After this, guys, we had a little women's action. I will say Lyra Valkyria went over Roxanne Perez. That surprised me big time. All right. But the other thing is we've seen Lyra and Roxanne wrestle so many times, especially back in NXT. This wasn't their best showing. It just wasn't. I felt that there was something different with this. It was decent at times, and then there were times where it just felt a little, and here's my word, it felt a little wonky. It was missing something. The timing at spots felt great, and then it was like a move happens and now the timing is off again. And I don't know, it just felt a little odd. The Raquel involvement felt a little odd. Even it just seemed a little bit off. Now I want to say Lyra's job of selling the back injury last night, fantastic damn job. I mean that was very good. I thought her selling was really a high point in this match. But here again, though, the timing was a little off on the action. So even the finish was a little off. The finish felt very, very rushed to me. And then Raquel, we get the beat down, gonna come. And who saves the day? It's Bayley. It is Bayley, a version of Bayley, right? We got Hugger Bayley, and Bayley comes out. She's whipping ass. She cleans house, saves Lyra. Lyra doesn't really know how to react, and then enter Hugger Bayley. You've seen it. She comes and she hugs Joe Test. She hugs Corey Graves. Next thing you know, she's making a lot of fans freaking lives by going and hugging people in the front row. Hugger Bayley was back, but I knew immediately what we were getting out of this. All of those voices that we've been hearing in all of these vignette promos that we've seen on all these weeks leading up, where Bayley's just at this inner struggle. Her inner voice is like all these different voices, which are all the different characters of Bayley. I knew we were getting multiple personalities, and I love this. Guys, this has been done before. I know that. But when it's done right, it is so damn good. And you know Bayley is going to freaking dive into this head first. You know she's completely going to run with this. This is the thing we need right now to get Bayley back in that forefront, get Bayley back in that main event picture. And right now, it's going to take some interaction with Lyra, and then we'll see where we climb up from that. But I love the idea of this. So Hugger Bailey was in the house, and it was awesome. All right. We had a little backstage interaction with Stephanie Vaquer. She was talking with Io Sky, Adam Pearce. We know we're getting that match. It's now official. It's happening. The contracts are done, right? And we're getting Io and Stephanie at WrestlePalooza. That could be your main event, to be honest with you. It wouldn't surprise me. And then enter Asuka. Once again, this very loud, buoyant, freaking, I almost want to say mean version of Asuka that we got right now, which I'm enjoying. I like the meek sorry of Kairi Sane. I like Io playing the role she's playing. This is working, guys. And Asuka, she's going to challenge Stephanie Vaquer. And I'm sitting there, I'm getting very excited. I'm like, all right. I get to see old guard Asuka versus new guard Stephanie Vaquer, and then Asuka swerves me and says, "And you'll be taking on Kairi Sane." You know what? Couldn't have been more happy. This match was phenomenal. I enjoyed every second of this match. I will say, man, Kairi, she is doing some fantastic work. I'm really enjoying her. Not just, and I talked the other day about her character work, but her in-ring work lately has been very, very good. Since she's came back, she's had some injury issues in the past. And since she's been back, I've really enjoyed it. Matter of fact, I would like to see some more singles Kyrie, and hopefully that's the direction we're going with this. Even though I love the Kabuki Warriors as a tag team, but where do they fit in the tag team division right now? I'm not so sure. Obviously, with tonight with Charlotte and Alexa going to NXT to wrestle, so a lot to be had here. I really enjoyed this. Afterwards, we're gonna get the after the match. Asuka's creeping in. Think we're gonna get a little bit of beatdown. Out comes Io. The music hits before Asuka can even react. I like it. I really do. I like it. We are end up. Here's my prediction, and I'm going to give my full-on WrestlePalooza predictions probably on Friday is how I'm going to try to do that as I preview SmackDown. If we have a Friday. As of right now, we'll have a Friday show. But like right now, if I had to predict, I'm saying Stephanie Vaquer is winning this title over Io Sky, and I think it's going to be because of Asuka, and I think we're going to end up getting into a storyline with Io and Asuka with Kyrie being in the middle. I think you can really stretch this out for a while. Plus, you had the interaction with Stephanie Vaquer and Rhea backstage saying, "I don't care who wins, but just know I'm coming after you." So that works too. So then you got a Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea. The only issue with that, babyface versus babyface. So I don't know if you want Stephanie's first title reign. If she wins, I don't know if you want that with a babyface versus babyface. That honestly, I think Rhea will still outdraw her as hot as Stephanie Vaquer is right now. So we'll see. We had some stuff going on with the Usos, guys. We know what happened last week with the Usos and LA Knight. Jimmy or not Jimmy, but Jay rather, with this little dark turn. Then we have a little interaction with them backstage with LA Knight. LA Knight's still kind of angry. We got Jay and LA Knight at each other's throats. Then basically AP tells LA Knight that he can get his hands on the bronze on Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker if he can find a partner. So of course LA Knight goes to Jimmy Uso. Jimmy knows now that Jay has issue. All right, Jay and LA Knight can't squash this shit. Even though Jay says now we're even, I got my receipt. LA Knight says nah, there ain't no receipt. So Jimmy turns LA Knight down. And he goes and he tries to let Jay know. And this is where things get wonky. Jay is on the phone. Who he's talking to, we don't know. Jimmy says, "Who is that?" We don't know. He says, "Nothing. It's not a big deal," right? Then Jay turns into a very tribal chief-ish type dark style of character, and he tells Jimmy, he's like, I'm not good with you tagging with him. You're not going to tag with him. And Big Jim's very matter of fact, he's not going to tell me what to do, but I already told him no. And then you see the little bit of a splintering there with the Usos. Guys, don't break the Usos up after we just get them back together. I know this might only be a one-off, but I don't want to freaking split. I don't want that to happen right now. Remember how fucking golden that promo was last week? Come on. But anyway, Jimmy then makes his way to LA Knight, lets him know, you know what, I got your back. I got you. And then he is going to tag with him, and that was going to be our main event. This is not over yet, right? This is not over yet. And it's pretty damn good storytelling. And again, I know a lot of people right now out there in the IWC, the internet wrestling community, I know they're down on this idea of this darker Jay because of how over he is. Folks, this is great for him. This is great for his character. And to be honest with you, if you want to get him back in the title picture, this is how you do it. All right, by any means necessary. And it doesn't matter if it takes the tribal chief or not, right? Because we throw those ones up all day. So, Penta had a little matchup with Kofi Kingston. Guys, I'm going to be honest. This match was not very good. It was very choppy. I love Kofi Kingston. Nothing but respect for him. I was talking to my wife last night. I was like, remember when we used to take Rhino, my oldest son, we used to take him to the shows, how much he used to love Kofi Kingston, man. Back when Kofi Kingston was Jamaican, right? But Kofi wasn't great here. Penta was off here. Honestly, even the outside interactions were off here. It wasn't a great match. It just wasn't. Now, my real question is, we get the beat down later on. The New Day beat the shit out of Penta backstage. Penta goes over, by the way. Penta does go over. But they get the beat down of Penta backstage. Out come the War Raiders. They run them off. So I guess now we're going a 6-man tag with New Day versus the War Raiders and Penta. The fuck? I don't make that make sense to me. I don't get. You remember a couple months ago when Penta was like one of the hottest guys on the freaking roster, not named Jay and Cody. You guys remember that? And now all of a sudden it's just like meh. And I know would have said the same thing about Ray Phoenix, but now we know what went on with that with Andrade getting released. And still a lot of unknowns with that. Looks like it was not amicable so much, but he got released, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. Apparently there was some issues, but basically what I'm saying here is, remember when Penta was hot, and now he's 6-man tagging against the New Day with the War Raiders. I don't know if you know this, but he has a brother that's a really, really, really good wrestler as well, Ray Phoenix, and they are maybe the best, if not they're one of the best, if not the best tag team in the whole entire world that exists right now, the Lucha Brothers. Here's your opportunity. Like, what are we doing? I'm sorry. I just didn't like the match. I don't like where Penta's direction is at, and I don't like the fact that I feel there's more there. There's more we can do. We can get these guys in some stories. So there you go. That brings us to the big face-to-face. That was the thing that everyone was waiting for. CM Punk and AJ Lee finally getting another face-to-face with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And by the way, Becky Lynch, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, she's the greatest female wrestler of all time. It's not just her saying it. Other people are saying it. Sports Illustrated says it. ESPN says it. All right? That's what it is, okay? This was a really good spot. I thought everybody was on their game promo-wise. I actually thought Seth kind of carried the talking part, the way he was interjecting in between. Now I know CM Punk wasn't interjecting because he didn't want to interrupt his wife. He was being the classy good guy, but Seth was fantastic. The whole thing was really good. The only thing I want to say is as far as like great heel versus great babyface promo back and forth, the old promo battle, there was opportunities here to shorten this up. I really did. I thought we went just a little bit long. Now, I liked the idea And I thought the heel babyface interaction was good. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying if maybe we cut down on just a little bit of this, I think it flows a little bit better. Now, with that said, and I said I wanted to make sure that I said this. Number one, the crowd kind of helped lengthen this because the crowd never dropped a beat. They were on this. They were biting on this from the beginning to the end. At home, I thought it felt a little long. I really do. I think if you're there in person, I don't think you felt what I felt on my couch. And that's saying a lot. So I'm not going to fault it for being a little long. I'm just saying that maybe there was a way we could have improved upon it. Maybe not, but maybe. But here again, what do I know? I'm just a freaking Mark. So it is what it is. The other thing I wanted to say is Becky and Seth play off each other very, very well. The way they were arguing back and forth and they set AJ up, they look like they're going to fight each other, Becky and Seth, that is. And then Punk's going after Seth. His back is turned. Becky sneaks back in the ring, gives the manhandle slam to AJ Lee. That is great heel work, folks. And that is Becky and Seth working off of one another, and that's the way it's done. I mean, it was very, very near perfect. I really enjoyed that part. I'm sitting there I'm sitting there on the couch and going, they're setting you up, got him. That's exactly what happened there. The other thing I wanted to say is on this before we move on, because we got to move on. I'm running out of time. But we got to. I want to say Becky Lynch should be the leader of the Vision, not Seth Rollins. Becky Lynch should be the leader of the Vision. I almost said division, which she can lead the division too. Who knows? All right, guys. After this, what did we get? Oh, El Grande Americano over Dragon Lee had some AJ Styles interaction because we have two more El Grande Americanos. One of them really had like this Tyler Bate-ish punch. He had, I don't know. Now obviously it's another El Grande Americano. They're Americano Dos, but just I don't know. Maybe just throwing that out there. But El Grande goes over. AJ comes down, try to help things. Doesn't really make much of a difference. Also, we had the Judgment Day stuff with Finn and JD questioning Dominic on his relationship with El Grande Americano. Guys, this is a ticking time bomb in a good way because Dom is over and he's getting ready to go full-fledged babyface, even though he's going to do it Eddie Guerrero style, and it's going to be the most beautiful thing we have going. But you'll see some more El Grande Americano interactions as well, okay? What do we have after this? Let's see. Bayley backstage. Lyra wants to go back and thank Bayley. Let Bayley saved her ass. She wants to go in and thank her. She hears this shouting back and forth. And then the shouting stops. So Lyra's like, okay, I'm going to go on in. And she opens the door, and there's no one in there but Bayley. Now, if you noticed, Bayley's wearing a different shirt, opposite colors of what she was white and black. Now she's black and white. So excellent job. Multiple personalities. And Lyra's like, I just want to say thank you. And then we get, you idiot. We get that Bayley. We get that, which is probably my favorite Bayley. I can't wait to hear her yell at Michael Cole. It's going to be a thing of beauty. And basically runs Lyra out of her locker room. And here we go. Bayley is bought in. This is going to be so much fun. Multiple personality Bayley. Give me more of it. I am here for all of it. All right. Stephanie Bacare, she goes over Kairi Sane in a banger, which we talked about that earlier. Main event, guys. Braun, right? Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker versus LA Knight and Big Jimmy Uso. Guys, the Brons go over here. What did I put on my notes here? This was the Bronson Reed show. Bronson Reed is doing some of the best work I have ever seen him do 100%, but he's doing so much for a big man right now. He reminds me more and more of Bam Bam Bigelow every time I see him, not because of the move set, even though there are some similarities, but the way he gives space being a big guy, the way that he allows the other opponent to work, and to when they get offense in, the way he sells, I just think that Bronson Reed is on top of his game. The other thing I thought is, I thought that he's doing a really good job playing off of Braun Breaker. And, Braun Breaker's the intense guy, and Bronson Reed's the brains of this thing. I think the character work is really good. Great job. They end up getting the beat down. They go over LA and Big Jim. Jay has to come out and make the save. He's got the steel chair, clears the ring. And then feigns the hit to LA Knight. The next thing you know, he sticks his hand out. Let's shake hands and call this. Because Jay said, he goes, we're good now. I got my receipt. It is what it is. LA Knight shakes his hand. Crowd goes nuts. Oh my gosh, we have the connection. And then boom, blunt force trauma. LA Knight hammers Jey Uso with Jimmy looking like, what the hell just happened? This is how you keep the Usos together, number one. This is how you create more heat with LA Knight and Jay, because even though now LA Knight says, now we're good, now we're even, now we're good, now Jay's going to say, nah, that's not the case here. And guys, I don't know who that was on the phone, but if it was Roman Reigns, that shit ain't going to fly. That is not going to fly. And we'll see how this works. I kind of get the sneaking suspicion we're just inching towards a new bloodline story. I don't know why. With Solo's MFT getting stronger and stronger over on SmackDown, Jacob Fatu out there in the open somewhere, I feel like we're going back to a new bloodline story. And to be honest with you, I know it's going to piss some people off and you're not going to like it. Those people are not me. I can't wait. Give me more of it. That's all I can say. Give me more Samoans on my television. That's what I say. All right. Like I said, we scored the show a B plus. It was a dandy of a show. Did I say dandy of a show? What is it? 1940. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. If take away just a couple little moments, and we're in the A range on this show, but with some of the action and some of the I don't know if I want to say issues, but yeah, some of the issues that I saw, my opinion, we had to rank it around a B plus, which is not too shabby. So hell of a job. But one more time, big up to Springfield, Massachusetts, one of the better crowds I have heard outside of Europe in a very, very long time, and obviously outside of St. Louis. Tonight, guys, NXT, big show. It's NXT Homecoming live from Full Sail University at the Full Sail Arena, right? It is a blast from the past, from the original Black and Gold brand. We know all about it. Tonight's card is a lot of throwbacks, some new stuff. We'll see what's happening. Here's what we got tonight, guy. We're gonna get a Grayson Waller effect with Obafemi and Ricky Saints. That should be pretty entertaining. We're gonna get Ethan Page defending the North American title versus Tyler Breeze. We're going to get DIY taking on Trick Mello Gang. That ought to be pretty fun. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. We got Alexa and Charlotte defending the women's tag team belts tonight against the Culling, Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. That might be entertaining, folks. And remember, Charlotte's been banged up, so this could be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Another women's expose here is we have a 6-woman tag match with Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley. It was supposed to be Tiffany Stratton, but she was not cleared after her match with Jade Cargill Friday night. So now we got Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, and Lyra Valkyria taking on Fatal Influence with JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix. And then, guys, also some special appearances scheduled for tonight. We are going to see Bobby Roode back in the NXT building. I know he's got a huge impact down there. Bianca Belair is going to join us for a little bit. Sami Zayn. We love Sami's NXT work, and we still love Sami. Finn Balor, one of the greatest NXT champions that we've ever seen. And guys, a huge part of NXT past and present, and one of my favorite all-time wrestlers. We are going to see Lord William Regal. Steven Regal, William Regal, whatever you want to call him. He's a man's man, I can promise you that. But we're going to get to see Mr. Regal, and it's going to be a decent night. So check that out, guys. 8 o'clock on the CW. And then I will be back with you guys on Thursday, right? We're going to take off on Wednesday. Get ready for Dynamite. I will post a card somewhere, so be ready for that. But I will recap Dynamite on Thursday, so make sure we check that stuff out. And guys, remember, in this world, we are wrestling everything. So stay on top. Thanks for joining me here on The Slow Burn.